Good morning and thanks for watching Fox 10 News on this Friday morning. It's October 23rd. I'm Sarah Wall.
And I'm Eric Reynolds. Good Friday morning, everyone.
In the news this morning, the Herman Thomas trial is now in the hands of 12 jurors.
That's right. This morning, 7 women and 5 men must reach a unanimous decision on all 21 counts. Now, Thomas is accused of sexually abusing and assaulting inmates who are on his court docket.
Fox 10 News reporter April Douglas has been following the trial since the start. She's been in the courtroom every day. She joins us now this morning on what we can expect to see happening today.
And give us an idea of what are we expecting today, April?
Well, the jury got the case around 3 o'clock, shortly after 3. They began deliberating this, and it went from more than 100 counts down to just 21, as you said. And today they must decide if he is guilty or not guilty on all 21 counts. He's facing sodomy, attempted sodomy, sexual abuse, and assault second degree. Now, there was a lot of discussion over whether or not this is actually assault second degree, because how do you determine if a paddle or a belt is a deadly weapon? And so today the jury, as I said, got the case shortly before, right after 3 o'clock yesterday. They're going to start deliberating again around 9 o'clock this morning. It's 7 women and 5 men, and it's predominantly an African-American jury. So it's, you know, throughout the trial, people always ask you, what are the jury doing? What are their faces? Where I've been sitting, it's kind of hard to tell, but at times they were really engrossed in the testimony, just as all of us were. It's some pretty graphic testimony throughout the trial, but then at other times they seemed kind of distant, because it had a tendency to kind of ramble on. And even the judge in these cases, he's been, you know, I don't see a lot of the relevance in the testimony. Can we get on with it? And I think that was one of the decisions from the state prosecutors. You know, when we talked to Chief District Attorney Nikki Patterson, there was originally 15 victims that the jury was going to hear from. Then 1 dropped out right before the jury was picked, and then they dismissed 3 more counts. And Nikki Patterson said it was, you know, not to overwhelm the jury, that they were going to hear pretty much the same thing from all of these people. So yes, been a very long time in the courtroom. It took almost a week to pick this jury. Testimony's been going on for about 2 weeks now. So today, hopefully, we'll have a verdict.
Now, a lot of people are asking, why didn't Herman Thomas take the stand? That's been a lot of talk lately. Any insight on that?
No, and when you ask his attorney, Robert Clark, why Herman Thomas did not take the stand, he says, well, ask him. And, of course, when you ask him, he keeps on walking, doesn't answer. Really no idea why he did not take the stand. I know there was a lot of discussion as well that the defense never really disputed the fact that there was paddling involved or whipping involved. They never said this didn't happen or you're lying about that. But when you ask their defense team, they say, you know, he pled not guilty to these charges. They don't have to say anything else. He pled not guilty. As Clark said, what more do you want him to say? So, yeah, a lot of people would have liked to have seen him on the stand, but of course he didn't.
And you mentioned in the report a couple of days ago about the woman who at first said that he didn't spank, but then she said that he spanked either her nephew or her son. Yeah, this was... How kind of response was received in the court, or did you notice anything about the jurors when that particular witness testified?
I didn't notice the jurors, because myself, I was, you know, this was the defense's chance to shine, to show their side. We haven't heard much from them, just in the cross-examination. And here's a character witness, a woman that's known Thomas. They went to middle school together, they went to college together, and she's on the stand, and then she admits that yes, he whipped her nephew. And so that was some, I think, a lot of jaws dropped in the courtroom when that happened, because you don't expect his own character witness to come forward and say, yeah, he whipped my nephew. So the defense says they weren't surprised. They knew what she was going to say. The state prosecutors, they were pretty shocked that she said that.
And you think, based on what you've been seeing throughout the past couple of weeks, we may actually get a verdict today?
I think so, yes. I think a lot of testimony, as I said, 11 victims, each telling stories of being whipped or paddled in a room at the courthouse, or being taken to Thomas's own home, his fraternity house, and being asked to drop their pants, including their underwear, and be whipped with a paddle. Mothers who have said that their sons told them, even a mother who gave permission to Thomas to do this, and as well as his own character witness. So I think that these jurors are ready to get this verdict. 21 counts, though. There is a lot to go through. It's not just a one guilty or not guilty verdict. They have to decide on each individual count whether or not he's guilty or not guilty. But I definitely, just my feeling, you know, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I've never served on a jury, but I feel like there should be a verdict today.
Okay.
All right. April Douglas, we thank you so much. April's been covering that case since the beginning.
And she'll be back in court today and bring us the very latest information. Thank you so much, April.
Now you can follow